You ever wonder how some folks in their 70s are still taking long morning walks, climbing stairs without holding onto the rails, while others, barely into their 60s, struggle just to get out of bed without wobbling? It's not just luck. And no, it's not all in the genes either. See, the truth is, something small is silently happening inside your body each morning, especially after age 50. When you open your eyes and stretch those legs out of bed, your muscles are already beginning to break down, particularly in your lower limbs. You don't feel it at first. No warning signs, no red lights. But over time, you start noticing that your legs feel heavier, your balance isn't quite what it used to be, and even getting down a short flight of stairs requires effort. But here's the thing, the body is quietly asking for help, and the good news is, you can help it. Not with complicated routines, expensive supplements, or hitting the gym 5 times a week, just by choosing the right breakfast. What you put on your plate in the first 2 hours of your day sets the tone for how steady your legs will feel, how strong your step will be, and how confidently you'll move through the day. That's not hype, it's science. So if you're looking for a simple, evidence-backed way to keep your legs strong, your balance sharp, and your body aging gracefully, stay with me. Because today on Calm Voice Wellness, I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful, easy-to-make morning foods that can quite literally change the way you move through life. And somewhere in the next few minutes, you may realize, this is the best thing you've heard all week. Let's start with the most humble yet powerful breakfast food you've probably overlooked, the whole boiled egg. That's right, not just the whites, but the entire egg. Now, I know some folks are still nervous about cholesterol. You might be thinking, aren't yolks bad for your heart? But research in the last decade has flipped that old thinking on its head. For healthy adults, eating 1 to 2 whole eggs a day does not harm your heart. In fact, it supports your muscles, your brain, and even your waistline. Here's why the egg is a quiet superhero. It contains all 9 essential amino acids, the exact kind your muscles require to stay firm, reactive, and responsive. One amino acid in particular, leucine, is key. Think of leucine like a personal trainer for your muscles, showing up every morning ready to kickstart the rebuilding process. And after a full night of fasting while you sleep, your body is in what scientists call a catabolic state, meaning it's beginning to break down muscle for energy. Especially for people over 60, this is when the loss really starts to accelerate. But when you eat a whole egg shortly after waking up, you're telling your body, hold up, we've got building material, we're not breaking down today. What's more, most of that powerful leucine lives in the yolk, along with vitamin D, B12, and choline. And those 3 are critical. They help your brain send clear, fast signals to your legs. That's reaction time. That's balance. That's the difference between catching yourself and falling. There was a study out of the University of Birmingham where seniors were given whole eggs every day for just 3 months. What happened? Their leg strength improved by 10%, but it wasn't just about the strength. They also had better control standing from a chair, going upstairs, and even walking on uneven ground. Now, making a perfect boiled egg is simple. Just place the eggs in cold water, bring to a gentle boil, and cook for about 9 minutes. Transfer to an ice bath. Done. But here's a little tip from my own kitchen. Add a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar to the water. Not only does it make peeling easier, it also helps support digestion. A little bonus for older guts that don't always work as efficiently. To make your breakfast even more supportive for your legs and balance, pair your boiled egg with a few slices of avocado, which is rich in healthy fats that boost choline absorption. Or, if you like a little crunch, toss in some cucumber slices on the side. It's not a flashy meal, but it's a muscle saver, a nerve protector, and when done consistently, it lays the foundation for strength you can feel. And this is exactly where I want to pause and say something important. If you're nodding along, if this kind of practical, science-backed guidance is something you want more of in your life, I'd be honored if you'd tap that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Here at Calm Voice Wellness, we're all about gentle solutions with big impact. Just imagine what one small shift in your morning can do. not just for today, but for the decades ahead. Now, while eggs build your muscle base, the next food works like your daily repair crew, quietly rebuilding tissue, reducing fatigue, and keeping your energy smooth all morning long. And that combo is oats and chia seeds. Oats and chia seeds aren't just for trendy breakfasts on social media. They're quiet workhorses when it comes to long-term leg health and full-body vitality. If boiled eggs are your solid foundation, oats and chia are the flexible scaffolding, keeping you upright, steady, and energized. Let's talk oats first. Not the sugary packets you microwave in a rush, but real rolled or steel-cut oats. They're rich in beta-glucan, a powerful type of soluble fiber that plays a critical role in reducing low-level chronic inflammation, the kind that creeps up slowly with age and quietly wears down your muscles over time. It doesn't scream like a pulled hamstring. It doesn't bruise like a bump or fall. But it's there, making your legs feel heavier, less flexible, and quicker to cramp during simple daily movements like standing at the sink or walking through the grocery store. Beta-glucan helps stabilize blood sugar too, which is a bigger deal than most people realize. Spiking and crashing glucose levels can make your energy unpredictable. Your muscles feel drained, and your legs feel like they're moving through molasses. But when you eat oats in the morning, you smooth out that roller coaster and give your muscles a slow, steady release of fuel. But we're not stopping there, because when you add chia seeds to your oats, you've just made one of the most powerful breakfasts for endurance, joint health, and muscle coordination. Chia seeds may be small, but they're densely packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation post-activity, lubricate joints, and keep the nervous system sharp. And here's the real kicker. Chia is also rich in calcium and potassium, two minerals essential for smooth, coordinated muscle contractions. Without enough potassium, you may feel twitching, stiffness, or even nighttime leg cramps. And without calcium, your muscles can't fire properly. It's like trying to run a machine without the right electrical current. The combination of oats and chia gives you not just calories, but functional fuel, nutrients that target the exact systems aging tends to wear down. Better still, they're incredibly easy to prepare. In the morning, simply soak 3 tablespoons of oats in warm water or unsweetened almond milk for about 10 minutes. Then simmer gently on low heat until they're creamy and soft. In the final minute, stir in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Let them soak and swell, forming a gentle gel-like texture that's soothing for digestion. Sprinkle a dash of cinnamon or nutmeg, not just for flavor, but to support blood sugar control and circulation. And if you're someone who prefers to prep the night before, oats and chia make the perfect overnight breakfast. Just mix them in a jar with your favorite non-dairy milk, leave them in the fridge, and wake up to a creamy, nutrient-packed meal ready to go. Add a few blueberries or a slice of fresh ginger to boost blood flow and support mobility, especially if you wake up with cold feet or morning stiffness. One of my favorite combinations? Rolled oats, chia seeds, a few thin slices of banana, a splash of almond milk, and a pinch of cinnamon. It tastes like dessert, but it functions like medicine. This breakfast isn't about fads, it's about function. Fueling the systems in your body that support movement, coordination, and longevity. And while eating it once might feel nice, it's the daily ritual that creates true change. One breakfast won't fix a decade of slow decline, but 30 mornings of the right kind of fuel, that's a foundation. And speaking of bananas, that brings us to a fruit that's often underestimated, yet works behind the scenes like a skilled electrician, wiring up the communication between your muscles and your brain. But there's a catch. It has to be the right kind of banana. Let's talk about slightly unripe bananas, those firm, pale yellow ones with just a hint of green at the tips. These are nature's version of a mobility supplement. They're rich in potassium, which, as we've already mentioned, is key for preventing cramps, fatigue, and muscular weakness, especially in your lower limbs. But here's what most people don't know. When bananas are still slightly unripe, they also contain resistant starch, a prebiotic fiber that travels to your colon undigested, feeding the good bacteria that help you absorb more nutrients, like magnesium and zinc, that your muscles need to contract and recover. This starch doesn't spike your blood sugar, making it perfect for older adults who need stable energy and gut support. Even more impressively, these firmer bananas carry vitamin B6, a nutrient essential for producing neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, not just feel-good chemicals, but key players in motor coordination. That means your balance, gait, and even your reaction to small stumbles are directly linked to whether you're getting enough of this one humble vitamin. You can slice half a firm banana into your oats, mash it over a piece of whole grain toast with a little almond butter, or drop it into a smoothie with spinach and flaxseed. If you've got a few extra minutes, try lightly baking banana slices with cinnamon. It's warming, satisfying, and way more beneficial than a sweet pastry or a high-sugar bar. And here's a fun trick. Peel the banana from the bottom, not the stem. It's how monkeys do it, and it lets you access more of that fibrous inner layer that's full of antioxidants and gentle digestive fiber. In fact, if your digestion handles it well, you can toss a bit of the soft inner peel right into a smoothie. It sounds odd, but it works wonders. Now, while that banana helps turn on the muscle-brain connection, what you eat next determines whether your body gets the raw material it needs to rebuild the tissue that breaks down every single night. And for that role, there's no better candidate than Greek yogurt. Shall I continue ngay phần Greek yogurt không gian đoán? Min sa viết tiếp liền mật, đúng phong cách, calm voice, wellness, đến khi hoàn chỉnh 10 ngàn từ như bạn yêu cầu. Chỉ cần bạn xác nhận một lần nữa để mình gửi phần tiếp theo ngay. Our blood vessels are like highways, and just like traffic jams slow down everything on the road. Clots and cholesterol plaques slow down everything in your bloodstream. Over time, the more blockages we allow, the more likely we are to face devastating events like heart attacks, strokes, and deep vein thrombosis. But what if we told you that nature gave us a simple tool to help clear these blockages before they turn deadly? Enter vitamin K2, the unsung hero of cardiovascular health. While its cousin vitamin K1 helps your blood clot properly, K2 takes a very different route. It tells calcium where to go. Instead of letting calcium settle inside your arteries like unwanted roadblocks, K2 helps shuttle it into your bones where it actually belongs. That's why countries like Japan, where fermented soybeans called natto, extremely high in vitamin K2, are commonly consumed, show significantly lower rates of arterial calcification and cardiovascular disease. It's not magic. It's molecular precision, directed by the nutrients you choose daily. And here's the part most people don't realize. Even if you're eating a healthy diet, rich in calcium, without adequate vitamin K2, you may still be silently setting yourself up for a circulatory disaster. Imagine putting premium gas in your car, but clogging the fuel lines. It doesn't matter how good the fuel is if it can't get where it needs to go. That's what happens in your body when calcium intake isn't matched by the regulators like K2 and magnesium. Now let's zoom in on another player, magnesium. This mineral is a natural vasodilator. It helps blood vessels relax, allowing blood to flow more freely. Without enough magnesium, blood vessels constrict, blood pressure rises, and the whole system gets stressed. Think of magnesium as the peacekeeper of your cardiovascular system. But stress, caffeine, alcohol, and sugar all deplete your magnesium levels faster than you can imagine. So it's not just what you eat, but what you avoid that determines how much magnesium stays in your system. And then we come to omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These fats reduce inflammation, lower triglycerides, and make platelets less sticky, reducing your risk of forming clots. Inflammation is often the spark, the trigger that turns a minor blockage into a catastrophic event. By lowering inflammation, omega-3s calm the waters, reduce the sparks, and maintain a steady flow. It's no coincidence that populations with diets rich in omega-3s tend to live longer, with fewer heart-related issues. But let's bring this back to you. Picture your arteries as a river. When the river flows smoothly, life flourishes. But the moment debris accumulates, the flow slows, pressure builds, and eventually, there's a flood. You are the caretaker of that river. Every choice you make, from what you eat, how much you move, whether you hydrate, how you breathe, and how you rest, either helps the river flow freely or allows the debris to pile up. And don't overlook hydration. Your blood is 90% water. Even mild dehydration can thicken it, making clots more likely. Something as simple as sipping clean water throughout the day becomes a protective ritual. Not soda, not coffee, not sugary juices, just clean, mineral-rich water. It's one of the most powerful, affordable health decisions you can make today. Now imagine waking up one morning with a strange pain in your leg. It's a bit red, slightly swollen. Maybe you think it's a pulled muscle. You ignore it. Hours later, you're short of breath, your chest tightens, panic rises. What you didn't realize was that a clot had formed in your leg, traveled to your lungs, and now you're facing a pulmonary embolism. This isn't rare. It happens every single day. But in many cases, it was preventable, not with a magic pill, but with daily habits built on awareness and commitment. You see, the path to vibrant circulation is not paved with restrictions, but with intentional choices. Small, sustainable ones. A walk after dinner. Swapping refined carbs for leafy greens. Taking a quality vitamin K2 plus D3 supplement. Adding magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, spinach, and avocados. Eating fatty fish twice a week. Reducing screen time before bed so you sleep deeper. And your blood pressure normalizes overnight. These aren't monumental tasks. They're micro shifts, the kind that compound over time to create extraordinary outcomes. At Calm Voice Wellness, we believe that the most powerful medicine is consistency. Not perfection, not panic, just quiet, deliberate steps toward better. Because healing isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's found in the stillness of your morning breath, the stretch of your legs in sunlight, the warmth of lemon water, and the steady rhythm of your heart, grateful that you finally listened. And if this message has resonated with you, if you feel a sense of calm clarity about what your body truly needs, then consider subscribing to Calm Voice Wellness. Here, we don't shout advice. We share it gently, like a friend who walks beside you on your healing journey. Because you deserve health that feels peaceful, empowering, and real.